There's a kind of silence that cuts deeper than any spoken word. It's the silence of the real no, the one that founders rarely hear, the one that stings not just because of rejection, but because it's honest, raw, and necessary. Most founders never get it. Instead, they get the polite maybes, the vague maybes, the sugar coated no's wrapped in, let's stay in touch, or we'll circle back. But that's not the no that changes anything. The real no? It's painful, brutal, but it's a gift. And missing it is one of the biggest traps founders fall into. This is about breaking free from that trap. Why is this so dangerous? Because without that real no, the founder keeps chasing illusions, fooling themselves into thinking they're almost there, that the problem isn't the idea, the execution, or the product, but just timing, or luck, or lack of network. So they keep pushing, burning out, drowning in false hope that leads nowhere. And the truth? The real no sets the foundation for everything that comes after. It's the moment where realities collide with dreams. When you face it, you stop wasting energy on what won't work and start focusing on what can be built from the ground up. Without that moment, founders spin in circles, exhausted and lost. Understand this. Investors don't want to crush your dream with a cold, hard rejection. They want to see the real deal. They want to respect your fire, but they also want to be crystal clear where the obstacles are. The polite no's? Those are ways to avoid hard conversations. Politeness isn't honesty. It's a soft lie that delays the inevitable. And for founders who know their mission is beyond comfort, this soft lie is toxic. It wastes time, energy, and confidence. It teases hope only to pull it away later. But it's not just about investors. This applies to co-founders, partners, even friends and mentors. Many are too afraid to tell the truth because it feels harsh in the moment. But the real no is an act of respect. It's the starting point of real transformation. How do you know when you're hearing the real no? It doesn't leave room for misunderstanding. It doesn't come with promises to get back to you. It's clear, firm, and often uncomfortable. It forces you to step back, evaluate, and rebuild. That's why so many founders avoid it, because it demands the courage to face failure. Real no's are like mirrors that show parts of ourselves we don't want to see. The gaps in the product, the flaws in the pitch, or the missing piece in the team. But ignoring this mirror means repeating the same mistakes. It means growth stalled, dreams deferred, fires burned out quietly. Here's the brutal truth. Hearing the real no is a privilege. It's the kind of feedback that saves you years of lost time. It frees you from chasing dead ends. It is the moment when you can stop fighting the system and start mastering it. When you can stop bending to illusions and start forging your own path. That kind of clarity comes only with brutal honesty. Only those who dare to hear it can create something truly original and powerful. Founders need to seek the real no actively, even if it hurts. Because on the other side of that, no lies the possibility of what yes really means. How to get there? First, build relationships that allow for honesty. The people around you must want to see your success, but also willing to tell you when you're off track. That means creating a space where real no's aren't taken as personal attacks, but as tools for growth. It's about disciplining yourself and your circle to crave truth over comfort. Second, don't be afraid to ask for feedback explicitly and insist on specifics. Vague maybes don't help. Push for concrete reasons, the hard edge, the things that don't work right now. That's the information which will shape your next move. Third, train yourself to listen without defense. Most founders hear a no as failure and shut down. Instead, hear the no as data, as fuel, as raw material for change. Imagine a founder who got a real no early on. Maybe an investor told them, right now, your product isn't solving a real problem. It stings. But that no sparks a fire not to push harder blindly, but to go back, talk to customers, understand why the problem isn't clear. That no leads to pivots. That no forces clarity that politeness can never achieve. It's a brutal wake-up call that saves you from building a castle on sand. That no means every step after is calculated, focused, and real. And real progress is never made in polite comfort zones. There's another layer to this. Founders reject the real no because behind it is the fear that the world is bigger, harsher, and less forgiving than the dream they hold. The real no threatens identity. It's not just a product problem, it feels like a personal failure. And that's why many choose the lie over the truth. But growth never comes without pain. Strength is born from wrestling with reality. The real no is that test. It's the line between those who keep dreaming in denial and those who create with eyes wide open. If you want to experience true transformation, start celebrating the no's that feel like blows to your spirit. Because only by breaking down those illusions can you build something unstoppable. Understand that the path is brutal and lonely, but filled with moments of clarity that feel like light cutting through fog. This is not about hearing yes after yes. It's about sharpening your mind and soul with the no's that teach, force, and demand more. The true founders cherish these moments, embrace them, and use them as the foundation for something that can't be stopped or copied. There's no shortcut, no silver bullet. But here's what separates those who will from those who won't: relentless pursuit of the real truth, no matter how uncomfortable. Real no acts like a sculptor's chisel, breaking away the excess, shaping you, your idea, your mission into something that can stand the tests ahead. That is why those who never hear it stay stuck in loops of hope and disappointment. It's time to stop fearing rejection. Start inviting the real no into your life. Ask for it. Demand it. Learn to love the sting. Because inside that sting lies the power to transform dreams into reality, to cut through the noise around you, to rise above the limits others accept. This is the real rebellion founders need. Not to reject the system blindly, but to challenge themselves ruthlessly with honest truth. Remember, the world doesn't reward obedience. It rewards those who dare to be honest with themselves. The real no is your weapon. Use it. Lean into the discomfort. Be patient. Forge relationships where truth flows freely. And when the real no comes, do not fold. Instead, stand taller. Because that no is the heartbeat of every success story you admire. Without it, greatness is just a distant dream. With it, you become unstoppable. So next time you're chasing deals, looking for validation, or waiting on a call, ask yourself, am I hearing the real no? Or am I just hiding in polite no's dressed up as hope? The difference will save your mission, your energy, and your life's work. The rare few seek that truth. When you become one of them, you don't just build a startup, you ignite a revolution of becoming. The real no is not the end. It's where freedom begins.